Hey, Pip. I'm glad you're here. This is Coach Bill Mazzullo of the Good Sports Better Ball Player. Hey, I'm so glad you're with me here today. We're dropping video number 1 in our 90-day challenge. That's right. That's 90 days of videos about giving you the resources that you're going to need to become a better ball player. So over the course of the next 90 days, I promise to show up for you every day, whether it's for hitting or pitching or fielding or mindsets or game planning, you name it. We're going to be in here. You're going to be able to find it right here on a daily basis over the next 3 months. Okay, so I'm glad you're here. I know the reason you're here is because you're searching for some information to help yourself or someone you love make improvement in their game. So I wanted to create a place that gives you the entire processes so that you can become successful. So, and the best part, one of the best parts is that this is all free. All I ask is that you come with an open mind and a willingness to work, and I'll be glad to answer any questions or concerns that you have. And if I don't know the answers, which often is the case, and all that requires is for us to go ask some people who do. So along the way, we're going to meet some pretty good influential individuals, maverick coaches and such. So pretty much when you are arriving here, you're going to get a little bit of a contrarian perspective from me. So I'm certainly not a believer in the current state of affairs. So, hey, anyhow, the best time of year to become a better ball player is right now. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, becoming a better ball player is just more than an idea of mechanics work. It's about the underlying intent and the reason behind it. It's about whether or not you want to be someone better, whatever that why is to you. That could mean being recruited, the chance to break into a starting lineup in high school. You want to become a trusted player in situations. You want to be dependable. You want to create confidence. You want to be resilient and reliable, making your next team. It's your why. So this intro video is just my way of getting clear on what it is we're trying to accomplish. So my priority is to help you sift through a lot of the misinformation and the myths floating around the ideas of mechanics and instruction. So plain and simple, I know I can help you in your quest because I've been in the exact same place that you are now. I've spent years following inappropriate advice, and I would say that advice was not given in bad faith, but it was wrong nonetheless for a lot of reasons. Okay, I've watched adults reduce children into tears in the name of coaching or development by calling 9-year-old kids out in front of their family and friends because they're not the next Derek Jeter or Kevin Correa. I've witnessed the "if you don't understand what I want, I'll yell louder" coach, or the "don't pay attention to what anyone else has to say because this is the way I did it and I played at this level" coach. So, I've had instructions given that, when I was playing, instructions that defied physics and were full of contradictions, or instructions that literally sapped any amount of athleticism or spontaneity right out of me. And, we know what that looks like. That's when something happens and we've got the head jerk, looking into the crowd for mom or dad or at the coach because now we don't know how to react in a given situation. So, and a lot of times what happens, that comes down to this idea of reductionism versus dynamic systems. And, reductionism is a philosophy. It's an idea that everything can be broken down into small pieces and manipulated at that point. So if you do A, B will happen, and therefore C will happen. Well, that's not always the way that things work. Dynamic states realize that the human body is inherently complex, and to require it to get to higher levels of play, of achievement, as much as an individual higher level of achievement. Don't worry about other people. It has to use intent. and feel and awareness and how it's wired through the body from the brain system is completely different than everybody else's. So, I'm going to need intent, I'm going to need feel, I'm going to need awareness if I'm to create a desired change. So as my mentor, Lance Wheeler, often says, everything affects everything. So if I change one thing, I'm going to change a lot of things. So as we go along, I just want you to know the logic behind the building blocks, those same blocks that are going to support your mental and your physical gains. Your experiences, your questions, your comments, all that's going to become the driving force. We talk about command versus external cueing a lot. You're going to hear us talk about this a lot. Command instruction is something that I don't often do. Probably with younger kids, I might to a degree. With older kids, it's only probably in response to a question that they may ask. And part of what I'm trying to create are critical thinkers. Most of what I am very interested in is in the external cueing. And by doing so that you are able to create visual feedback, kinesthetic feel. And that's if we were shooting a basket. A basketball, I was shooting into a basket and one shot's too far, and now the next shot we take a little bit off. Kinesthetic feel. We're looking for immediate feedback, not a player turning their head going, how's that? Is that what you want? It's not what I want. It's what you want. And then some verbal feedback as well. And the verbal feedback comes in the lines of, what were you trying to do? Not good or bad, not judgmental. So again, this is where your experiences, your questions, your comments, they become the driving force in how you train. So, whether you're looking, at hitting or pitching or instruction or improving your mental game or becoming more athletic, how you move your body, because there could be constraints that don't allow you to do some things or might have you do things completely different than the way that I would do them. I think what you'll do is you're going to find this approach is different. It's refreshing in the tenets that I teach. And what distinguishes you and me from everybody else is that, we're willing to take chances, question the givens, be proven wrong, then willing to do it all over. So what I found out is that success is not a straight line, but it's a zigzag motion. So if anyone else says anything else, I'd question that as well. So two things that need to happen from the outset is knowing your why, and you can create your goal with intentions. The second is creating an open mind and willing to come along on these 90 days. Okay, so we're going to talk about the intention action model. It just means that your training requires a deliberate focus, right? We're not just getting our reps in. We're not just showing up. It's that we're going to have to be in on every swing, in on every throw, in on every fielding opportunity, in on the movement. So deliberate focus will vary the environment, will vary the instruments that you're using, and all of these things that we'll be able to do, will make this so that doesn't require a huge investment, in gymnasiums and all sorts of stuff. We're going to try to use household items that are right there and are easily used, and I'll show you how that we do it. And as we get to the end here, what I want you to understand is this is not going to be easy. Okay, you're going to be required to put in a great amount of effort, a great amount of focus. You're going to sweat a lot by yourself, right? Compete in empty rooms, Lance will say. So, and I can't overstate this strong enough. So perseverance will become your strength. Becomes your trait, as I blend those words together. So the ability to use games as a measuring stick, they're going to point you in the direction of your development rather than using games as a judgment of your worth as a human being. So using them as a measuring stick to see where do we have to get, that's going to become paramount to your playing experiences. So if you're going to find like life lessons in sports, then this is where it's going to happen. It's going to happen in how you prepare. Quite frankly, what I have found out, sports themselves actually reveal character of individuals. Doesn't necessarily make them better. It just really shows how they truly are. So, so I want you to be prepared for a long journey. Okay. So what I would say is grab a notebook. That's the first task. My advice along this journey is to take your time, step by step, work your way through it, understand it. So if you're in on the ground floor, great. If you're a little more advanced, hey, you just have to shoot me those questions. What I'm going to try to do is present things probably blocked. So a little bit through on hitting, then we'll get into some pitching. We can look at some fielding. We can look at some movements. But it's going to what's going to drive it would be any of your comments. Okay, so I'll definitely take a look at that. So for right now, I'm going to try to keep these to around 10 minutes. This is the introductory video to what we're about ready to do. I just wanted to let you know. Tomorrow we're going to get at it. We're going to start with hitting, and it's one of my favorite things to do with our guys, and it's called Right Now. Okay, so as I'll say, the best time to become a better ball player is right now. So, hey, wishing you the very best. Keep swinging, keep throwing, keep feeling, keep moving. I'll see you right here tomorrow.